What's going on, BTG Nation? It is your boy Hot Dog. I am in the building. Happy NFL Draft Day, everybody. It is my favorite sports day of the year. And a lot of people say it's the Super Bowl or it's the NBA Finals. That's not the case with me. My favorite has always been the NFL Draft. All these kids' hard work, their day, it's their day. Their dream has come true to get that name called on the big stage. This year, it's in Cleveland. Everybody knows I'm off work for a while. I've had some major foot surgery, so I've had a lot of time to watch TV, read online, and I think I might have the right draft for y'all. It's on Beyond the Game mock draft. So I'm gonna get right into it, man. I'm waiting for more people to come on here. All right, so we go ahead and get started. More people jump on here. I answer their questions as usual. First of all, the number one pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot has went on in Jacksonville. They got a new head coach in Urban Meyer, first-time head coach. We're going to have a first-time head coach in the NFL and a rookie QB. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel sorry for Trevor Lawrence because I don't think this is what you want in Jacksonville. But we're going to see what happens with you. So, first of all, with the draft needs, the Jaguars had the needs that the Jaguars have. You got a quarterback, of course. You got safety, offensive line, linebacker. But I just think the slam dunk decision, obviously, and I think it's a foregone conclusion who they're picking. They're picking Trevor Lawrence, who is considered the best quarterback prospect since Peyton Manning. Big, tall, lanky quarterback who can run pretty fast. So I believe with the number one overall pick, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson. The number two pick, the New York Jets. Their needs that I have wrote down here are the quarterback position, the cornerback position, linebacker, and wide receiver. Now, they traded away Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers for a late round pick. They gave up on him after 3 years. So, obviously, their main need is a quarterback. So, here we go. The New York Jets next pick, the first pick, first round, second pick, New York Jets select Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU. I know a lot of people probably haven't seen a lot of Zach Wilson, but this guy can throw. He has great arm talent. You watch him, his talent just pops off the screen. I really can't wait to see what Zach Wilson could do in the league. I'm really excited. I think Zach Wilson could be a special player. Everybody seems to agree, especially Max Kellerman. I know that guy loves him some Zach Wilson. So the number 3 pick. Now this is where it's going to get real interesting. San Francisco traded up from the 12th pick up to the 3rd pick from Miami. They gave up 3 future first-round picks, including the one this year. So obviously you give up a lot. What's San Francisco going to do? They've came out and said they're going to pick a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is most likely going to be traded. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or post June 1st. We're going to see. A lot of people have different ideas. I know that the needs consist of quarterback, safety, edge rusher, and offensive line. But you've already come out and said you're going to get a quarterback. You don't give up that much for an offensive lineman or edge rusher. So here's what I think is going to happen. I know a lot of people are saying Justin Fields. A lot of people are saying Mac Jones. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Trey Lance. I think they did too much homework on Mac Jones and have talked their way out of drafting Mac Jones. I think it's going to be the quarterback with the most upside. It's going to be Trey Lance. I really liked what I saw from Trey Lance. I think he could be a good quarterback. And I think Kyle Shanahan can make any quarterback look good. So look for it to be Trey Lance. That's my pick for the San Francisco 49ers. Also, at number 4, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Their needs consist of tight end, cornerback, edge rusher, and quarterback. Now, you got the number 4 pick. A lot of people are looking at you to want to trade up. And a lot of people have talked to the Falcons about trading up. But what are the Falcons going to do? Are they going to trade down, get more draft capital? Because they need to have a lot of holes to fill. I don't think so. I think they're going to stay right there and pick the generational tight end that everybody keeps talking about, the unicorn, Kyle Pitts. Now, a lot of people have talked, okay, well, Hot Dog, what teams would want to trade up? Well, The Cowboys have already talked about they love Kyle Pitts. The New England Patriots have tried to trade up. A lot of teams have tried to trade up to the number 4 pick. They are not budging. It's going to take a king's ransom for them to let go of that number 4 pick. But to me, they're not letting go of it. Number 5, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. Their needs consist of wide receiver, offensive line, tight end, and edge rusher. Now, a lot of people say, well, you lost A.J. Green, maybe the greatest wide receiver in franchise history. That's true. But Joe Burrow's running for his life, and a lot of people think that weak offensive line last year was the main reason he got sacked and tore his ACL, lost the second half of the season. But here's what I'm thinking. And a lot of people saying you need a wide receiver to replace A.J. Green. He needs a number 1. A lot of experts saying Jamar Chase. I disagree. I believe it's going to be Penei Sewell, offensive lineman from Oregon. Now, a lot of people saying offensive lineman? Really? Well, considering they need protection for Joe Burrow, and this guy was an offensive player of the year from the Pac-12. The last year he played 2019. He opted out last year. But still, an offensive lineman as a conference player of the year, this guy's got to be a beast. This will be great with him, Jonah Williams, and Billy Price. Solid offensive line for Joe Burrow, giving him some protection. You can always get a wide receiver the next round. So, next pick, Miami Dolphins. Of course, I told you they traded back from that number 12, from the 3rd spot down to the 12th spot. Well, the Eagles made a trade with them not long after that, going from the 6th to the 12th spot and bringing the Dolphins back up to the 6th spot. Their needs consist of wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, and linebacker. Tua Tagovailoa needs more weapons, I believe. He's got Devontae Parker. They signed Will Fuller in the offseason. Will Fuller's always hurt. They need another wide receiver. I think Jamar Chase will be the perfect receiver for Tua Tagovailoa. They know each other quite well. Both played in the SEC. Look for Jamar Chase to be the pick in the 6th spot. Now we go down to the number 7 spot. The Detroit Lions' needs consist of wide receiver, offensive line, corner, and linebacker. Now, this is where it gets tricky because they need offensive line help, but they need a receiver. Kenny Galladay's gone. Marvin Jones is gone. I'm not sure if they went out and got anybody to replace those guys. Look for them to get Jalen Waddle for their new quarterback, Jared Goff, who came over in the trade because Matt Stafford left. They brought Jared Goff in as part of that trade. Look for Jalen Waddle to be the pick for tonight. I was kind of up in the air between them and Rashawn Slater. I almost had a trade here. I thought the Lions and the Dolphins might trade. I thought the Broncos might panic and get ahead of Carolina because they thought Carolina might take a quarterback. That's just not the case. I believe that Jalen Waddle stays right here at the number 7 position. Number 8, we got Carolina. Offensive line. We got offensive line, cornerback, tight end, linebacker. Four major needs for them. Excuse me. Now, Carolina made a trade for Sam Darnold from the New York Jets, leading the Jets to go after quarterback the number 2 pick. They also just traded Teddy Bridgewater away yesterday. So could they still get a quarterback? It's been rumored that they're still in the market. My guess, they need offensive line help. They need protection for Sam Darnold, their new quarterback, and they need to make more running lanes for Christian McCaffrey. Look for Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman for Northwestern. He didn't play last year. He opted out as well, but, man, he is a beast. He is a load. He had a great pro day. This guy's rising up the charts. Look for Rashawn Slater to be the number 8 pick for the Carolina Panthers. Now let's go down to the number 9 pick, the Denver Broncos. Now their needs consist of quarterback, linebacker, corner, and O-line. Now they did make a trade yesterday for Teddy Bridgewater. Drew Lock could be traded tonight or traded the next couple of days on day 2 or day 3 of the draft. We don't know what's going to happen with Drew Lock. We don't know. I really don't know their plans. I don't think they're going to get a quarterback. Look for the first defensive player to come off the board, Micah Parsons. That will be the guy, I believe, freak linebacker who also opted out last year. But, man, he's been a load at Penn State. He had an amazing pro day. I think Denver addresses their need at linebacker and gets Micah Parsons. The first trade of the night. Now, I know the Cowboys love Patrick Surtain. I know they love J.C. Horn, but man, hang on one second. The Patriots are dying to get a quarterback. I think the Patriots trade one of their corners in Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, because they know the Cowboys are dying for a corner. Look for the Patriots to trade up to the number 10 pick to take from my Cowboys and take Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. I think that'll be a great move for them. I know the Patriots are enamored with possibly bringing Jimmy Garoppolo back. I know, but the New England needs are quarterback, linebacker, wide receiver, defensive line. I just think that Justin Fields is the pick here. I could be wrong. Draft trades are hard to come by, or predict well. But that is my prediction. New England trades in to the number 10 pick, and the Cowboys get the 15 pick from New England. Number 11, we got the New York Giants. Their needs consist of wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, offensive line. They made a lot of big moves in offseason. They went out and got Kyle Rudolph. They went out and got – I have this wrote down. Give me 1 second. I had this wrote down. No, I'm sorry. I do not have that with me. But they went out and got Kyle Rudolph. They got Adoree Jackson. They re-signed Logan Ryan. So my prediction is they go with the best player coming off the board. So it's going to be Devontae Smith, Heisman winner, and national champion with the Alabama Crimson Tide. They did bring in Kenny Galladay. They lost Golden Tate. Put Sterling Shepard back in the slot. Look for them to be. Look for that. Just give Danny Turnovers another weapon. Why don't you? It is what it is. Next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people are talking about them possibly trading up to get ahead of the Cowboys for a number 1 corner. Well, the Cowboys traded back. They trust what might happen in the draft, so we're going to see what happens. Philadelphia, their needs consist of wide receiver, tight end, corner, and safety. Well, there really isn't a wide receiver left for that position. Of course, there's no high-profile safeties. Of course, Kyle Pitts is about the only tight end worth taking in the first round of the draft. So look for Philadelphia to take Patrick Surtain II from Alabama. I think him back there with Darius Slay would be a load. That'd be a great move for them. I think that'd be the easy pick. I know they'd love to go wide receiver, but I think Patrick Surtain would be sufficient. Number 13, we got the LA Chargers. Their needs consist of offensive line, edge rusher, safety, and corner. Now, excuse me. Trying to find my pen here. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's right here. So anyway, the Chargers they had Justin Herbert. They drafted Justin Herbert last year, which is a great move. I love that move. He was Offensive Rookie of the Year, as he should have. He earned that right. But I'm looking at these needs here, and I'm looking at who's left. I think the pick is Christian Darrisaw, offensive lineman for Virginia Tech. He had a great year last year. I think he comes in and feels a need for them right away. Gives Justin Herbert more protection. I love that move. Number 14 got the Minnesota Vikings. Their needs consist of the offensive line, edge rusher, wide receiver, and safety. Now I know a lot of myself. First, I put this pick down. I had Kwity Paye, defensive end from the University of Michigan. I was up and down between him and Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, offensive lineman. I think they go Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive lineman. They replace Riley Reef on the offensive line. You got to give Kirk Cousins protection. You got to give Dalvin Cook running lanes. Look for Elijah Vera Tucker to be the pick there. So here we go. We get to the 15th pick. We get to the Cowboys pick. The Cowboys traded down, obviously, what I just mentioned with the New England Patriots to get the 15th pick and Stephon or J.C. Jackson. So what do the Cowboys do here? Do they get another corner? Do they go offensive line? Do they go edge rusher? Do they get tight end? They could go Kwity Paye. They could go Kwity Paye this pick, but I think they go J.C. Horn to match up with Stephon Gilmore or with Trevon Diggs. I think the J.C. Horn pick, I think that's it. They like flashy. J.C. Horn is a flashy player. He's cocky. I think J.C. Horn will be the pick for the Cowboys. I think J.C. Horn would be the pick if the Cowboys stayed at 10, in my opinion. Next pick, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Their needs consist of cornerback, linebacker, offensive line, and wide receiver. Now, it's hard telling what they want to go because I know the insiders want the Cardinals to go wide receiver. There's really no – they would have to trade back to get a good wide receiver at that fit, as if they would for offensive linemen. So I believe fully that the pick here will be the linebacker from Notre Dame, Owusu. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try. Foreman. I think he'd to replace Hassan Reddick's spot, who went to the I can't remember where he went in the offseason, but he went to Carolina. Excuse me. So the next pick we got Oakland. Their needs consist of offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, and edge rusher. I think this is where Kwity Paye goes off the board. Like I said, I thought Kwity Paye could maybe come off at the 11th spot, or maybe the Cowboys could have got him, but I think this is a no-brainer. Oakland loves high-character edge rushers. John Gruden does especially. Look for Kwity Paye to finally come off the board at the Oakland pick at number 17. Next, we got Miami, their second pick of the first round. Their needs consist of wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, and linebacker. They addressed the wide receiver position when they got Jamar Chase. Look for them to address the edge rusher. They don't have an elite edge rusher. So they need somebody to get after the quarterback. Look for Azeez Ojulari from Georgia. I think that's the pick. I think he's the next best edge rusher coming out of this draft. Look for them to get him. Next, we got the Washington football team. Their needs consist of offensive lineman, linebacker, safety, or corner. I always say get need, but also get the best available need. So obviously, best available need, you got offensive lineman. You'd have to maybe at that pick. I don't think the value's there. I don't think the value's there at linebacker as well. So look for them to get Trevon Moehrig, safety out of TCU. He was rated the number one defensive back in college football last year. This is a guy I would honestly love for the Cowboys to get back in the first round to get, but I don't think he's going. I think the Washington football team gets him. So next we have the Chicago Bears. Now, Chicago Bears needs are quarterback, offensive lineman, corner, and wide receiver. They need a quarterback, guys. Andy Dalton's not going to be the future. They let go of I can't remember his name. The guy they drafted the second overall pick, Mitch Trubisky. They also Nick Foles. I don't know what's going on with him. Look for them to get Mac Jones. I'm not sure if Mac Jones is going to fall this far. I could be wrong, but I think Mac Jones, if he's still available, that's the pick. It'll be Mac Jones. That's the pick right there. Being the fifth and final quarterback of the first round, in my opinion. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts. Their needs consist of offensive lineman, corner, wide receiver, and defensive line. I'm not sure what they do here. I think they could possibly go off the best available player. They could go corner, they could go wide receiver. I flipped a coin on this one. I'm picking them to go to Tevin Jenkins, the next best offensive lineman left in this draft. Oklahoma State. He made a lot of running lanes for Chris Hubbard, Chuba Hubbard last year for Oklahoma State. Andrew, it's always fuck the Eagles. Y'all ain't shit. I can't wait to see y'all ruin Patrick Surtain's career. Remember Nnamdi Asomugha? He was a great Oakland Raider. He came over to y'all, and I never heard from him again. Philadelphia's are big trash. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans. When you get later in this draft, it's kind of hard to go pick where they think they're going. The first 15 is pretty easy. Then after that, it's just whatever they feel like doing. Their needs are corner, wide receiver, offensive line, and tight end. I think they go Caleb Farley here, corner. They did lose Malcolm Butler. They did let go of Adoree Jackson. So corner, I think corner is the biggest need on this team. Caleb Farley, who allowed the lowest completion percentage the last year he played in 2019. I think if it wasn't for the back injuries and all the injuries he's been through, he just tested positive for COVID. It's why he's not in Cleveland tonight. I think this guy could have been the 10th overall pick for the Cowboys. But I think he falls a little bit. Tennessee, the rich keep getting richer, in my opinion. Next, we got the Jets. They were on the board earlier with the number 2 pick. They back on with the number 23 pick. Their needs consist of quarterback, corner, wide receiver, edge. They address the quarterback position. So what do? They went out and got Brashad Perriman. They need to give him a weapon. They don't have very many weapons in New York. Look for them to go get Rondale Moore, a wide receiver I absolutely love out of Purdue. I watched this man 2 years ago tear Ohio State apart. I think that would be a great pick. I think that would be a great wide receiver for Zach Wilson to throw to. Look for that to be the pick. Next, we got Pittsburgh. A lot of people say, well, are there going to be any running backs off the board? Well, this is my first and only running back that comes off the board. Pittsburgh has their needs are corner, offensive line, running back, linebacker. Well, my Bucks traded their first round pick. I'm not sure. I know that I don't have a trade for y'all in my mock draft. I think y'all just stay put and take the best available player. I think y'all's needs are defensive line, wide receiver, running back, and offensive line. Now, I think a pick that I think will be interesting y'all to take is Travis Etienne, running back for the University of Clemson. Tom Brady loves his pass catcher running backs. Travis Etienne can do anything you want him to do. I just think that would be the perfect pick for the Tampa Bay Bucks. But getting back to the Steelers, they need a running back. James Conner's gone. I think they're pretty good everywhere. I know they need a quarterback of the future. I don't think they address that here. I think they'll address that in the next round. Look for the first running back to come off the board, Najee Harris. I just think he's a bruiser. I think him and Benny Snell would work great in the backfield together. Look for that to be the pick in Najee Harris. Next, Jacksonville's back on the board again. Their needs are quarterback, safety, offensive line, linebacker. Now, they addressed the quarterback position earlier. Now, there's not a lot of high-profile safeties in this draft, as in there's not a lot of high-profile defensive linemen in this draft. So I think they go linebacker. I think they go Jamin Davis, linebacker out of the UK. If there's one thing I know about UK is that you can't go wrong with UK linebackers. Look for that to be the pick. Next, we got the Cleveland Browns. Their needs are edge rusher, defensive line, corner, and wide receiver. They let go Sheldon Richardson. This is a team that I think is almost Super Bowl ready. They signed Baker Mayfield his 5th-year extension. I don't think they needed wide receiver help, to be honest. So, look, in my opinion, I think the first defensive tackle comes off the board, Christian Barmore. He had 8 sacks in the SEC last year, was 4th in the SEC. I think Christian Barmore will be the first defensive tackle come off the board, which is being called a weak defensive tackle class. So next, we got the Baltimore Ravens. They're first of 2 first-round draft picks. Their needs consist of wide receiver. Oh, I'm just joking. Edge rusher, safety, and offensive lineman. I think they have to go Kadarius Toney. They need a guy. They need a wide receiver. I don't know if this is this is my guess. I think this will be a great, good wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. I wish they could go out and get a big body receiver, but those are gone by now. I would love for them to go and trade for Julio Jones after June 1st. I think that'd be the move. If they can go get Julio Jones with Hollywood Brown and Kadarius Toney with Edwards and the tight end position and those running backs, man, Lamar be unstoppable. Next, we got the New Orleans Saints, a team that has been rumored to move up in the draft and get Caleb Farley. They need a cornerback. That's their number one need. They also have a need for wide receiver, edge rusher, and linebacker. Now, if they don't trade up and they stay put, I believe they could get one of my favorite corners in the draft, a guy that would be a steal in the late first round, Asante Samuel Jr. A lot of guys remember his dad. He played for Florida. Asante Samuel Jr. played for Florida State. I love the guy. I really liked him. I think the reason he's not getting more love is because the team was just absolutely terrible last year. Wasn't his fault, but I think that's the perfect move for the New Orleans Saints. Next, we got the Green Bay Packers. Now, they've been in the news all day. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers wants out. They told the Packers they wish they would have accepted the San Francisco offer of the 3rd pick and whatever else they offer. I'm sure it was a defensive player and more draft picks. They didn't do it, or they haven't yet. It's only 6:30. Draft starts an hour and a half. Their needs a wide receiver, offensive line, corner, and defensive line. I think if they don't move Rashad Bateman, receiver out of Minnesota, I think he I think he helps. I think him and Aaron Rodgers will be in a nice little connection with Devontae Adams on the other side and Robert Tonyan at the tight end position. They brought Aaron Jones back. I think Rashad Bateman will be the perfect pick here. Next, we got Buffalo, another team that's wanting to move up to possibly get a corner. Caleb Farley is the name that they would really like. Their needs are edge rusher, corner, wide receiver, and running back. I think running back is their biggest need. I just think they need a star at running back to really succeed. It hasn't happened. They haven't went out and got a running back. I would like to see them do that, but I think they go with their biggest need, edge rusher. They don't really have an edge rusher. So I really believe they could go out and get Jalen Phillips out of Miami. This guy was projected top 15 for the longest time in the draft, but as players moved up, he fell down and got forgotten about. Defensive end out of Miami, I think he fall in nicely. It'll be a nice little pickup for the Buffalo Bills. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens as their second of the first round picks. Their picks were wide receiver, edge rusher, safety, offensive lineman. A lot of people are saying if Trevor Moehrig isn't picked by the Washington football team, this is the pick. I think Carlos Basham out of Wake Forest is the pick for edge rusher here. I think he's a big body, something that Baltimore. He's physical, he's nasty, something that that's the Baltimore defense culture. I really think that's my guess on the pick for that. Last but not least, Q came on and asked, would Tampa Bay trade out? I don't believe so. I think their needs are defensive line, wide receiver, running back, or offensive line. I know DeMar Dotson's not there anymore. I think, you plug that because, they brought everybody back. And they say defensive line because, their defensive line is old. And, of course, you got what we don't have needs. Every team has needs, Ike. I'm just saying, man, y'all have less needs than others. But I don't think y'all really need to feel a need here. I think y'all are just fine. I think y'all I said earlier, I don't know if you were on, Travis Etienne, running back out of Clemson. He's a good pass catcher running back. He's shifty. I think he could be the starting running back over Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. I think Travis Etienne will be the perfect pick for Tampa Bay. That wasn't my original pick for y'all. I think my original pick was Landon Dickerson, offensive lineman out of Alabama, just to plug in for DeMar Dotson. All right, man, I hope y'all lose next year. I don't hate y'all, but y'all getting on my nerves. I really hope. So that is my mock draft. I know I didn't have a lot of trades. I know I had the Cowboys and Patriots traded, but there's going to be a lot more trades. I wasn't really sure about those. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait for the NFL draft. I'm sporting my new Dallas Cowboys jersey. I know y'all love it. Why wouldn't y'all, man? It's a great jersey. It's nice. Best colors in the NFL. Well, I'm gonna be on here all night I'm gonna be on the BTG page all night, man, talking to y'all about what y'all think about y'all's picks. I can't wait to hear from y'all. I appreciate the few people got on here. I know it was last second, but I am Hot Dog. I'll be back Monday. 6:00 BTG. We on here. Until next time, I'm out.